All right, hey, welcome back everybody. Below Average Blogger here. This is Mike. I build and I'm trying to build niche websites for blogging for income, and sharing this journey with you guys and anybody else who wants to tag along, and we can kind of discuss the ups and downs, and hopefully you learn from the mistakes that I make and sidestep them yourself for when you decide to do this. And if you're already someone who's a kind of a veteran in this business, maybe you can follow along and give me some pointers where I'm screwing up, or just sit back and laugh. Who knows? So welcome. I appreciate it. Again, thank you to everybody who's been subscribing, commenting, reaching out. I've had a ton of support. It's been awesome, and it's actually motivating and helpful to keep it going. So thank you to everybody. If you're new here, definitely hit the like and subscribe button. I know you hear that every time you come to a YouTube video, but it's very helpful to the content publishers telling telling YouTube that the content we're creating is somewhat enjoyable to people, and it helps, I think, display your search position more often, or maybe in recommended areas. So liking and subscribing is very helpful. Thank you very much. All right, I wanted to do a video today on how I am able to get content essentially for free. Not clickbait, not spammy. It's literally what I'm doing every week, and it's working, and it just takes a little bit of my time, and in return I'm getting free content out of it. So backstory on this, all right, real quick backstory. I won't get too deep in this. Essentially, I work a 9 to 5. It's actually a 4-10 schedule, meaning 4 days a week. I work 10 hours a day, 40 hours a week for this corporate job I have. I work from home, which is helpful. Because I have that, I have the weekends, a 3-day weekend every weekend that I can devote to my family, obviously, and then putting out content. Specifically days like today, Monday. Kids are at school, wife is at work, I don't have to do my regular job. I can just laser focus on content, writing, keyword research. It's what I want. What I actually need to do is actually start working out again, because I've been so deep in this, I haven't been working out, nonetheless. But my freelance work on Fiverr is enough right now to fully, bring in my share of the, it's a 4-figure situation per month. So, essentially, that's how I'm paying for content, right? So let's kind of get into that. I have a freelance service on Fiverr for voiceover work, right? So people who have YouTube channels from other countries and they want an American narrator, they'll send me the script, pay me 15, 20 bucks. It takes me 7-8 minutes to read it. I edit it, I send it back, 15, 20 bucks a pop, right? I do narrations for Audible books on Amazon. They have a website called, and I'll show it to you right here, it's called acx.com, but I think it stands for like Artists Creative Collab. I don't even know what it stands for. Anyway, ACX, right? And so here's an example in my my current project I have going right now. I have 2 books in production. This is one of them. I don't think I should show this dude's name and title, so I'll probably blur this out. But right here, you'll see this is an estimated book of 3.2 hours, and he's paying me $120 per finished hour. Per finished hour means, for example, this is a 3-hour book, so roughly I'll be getting $460. No, that's terrible math. $360 to narrate this audiobook. And narrating consists of him sending me a script. I read it into a microphone in a sound-treated area, and you don't need to do anything special to have a sound-treated area. You can go into a bedroom closet with your jackets and blankets, or whatever, with your clothes hanging, and that will be enough soundproofing. You can put a cheap mic right in there and just talk into it, and you can get this done. It's free to create a profile on Fiverr. You can get yourself a decent microphone that will give you professional enough results for under 100 bucks. Heck, even $50 used, you could get a good one. And I'll link some examples of microphones in this description. I'm not saying you need to do voiceover work. I'm just showing what I do. So between Fiverr and between Audible books for Amazon, all this is free to set up your profiles, and it's paying me, anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 a month, right? And if you're getting $4,000 a month, I know people who are doing over 10 grand a month just doing voiceover on just Fiverr, not even reading audiobooks. But my point is if you want to find a way on Fiverr to create some income, it's definitely there. Let's say you don't think you have a voice. Two thoughts on that. One, you do. there's a niche for every single voice out there. And while you may hate your voice, someone's going to love it, and it's the voice they're looking for. So get over your voice and your ego factor, because your voice is not going to matter. What matters is if you can read, sound intelligent, or maybe you can make funny character voices. Maybe you can do Santa Claus voices. You think I'm kidding? Go on Fiverr right now, search for Santa Claus voiceover. Look at the profiles. Look at how many reviews they have. There are people making hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month impersonating Santa or cartoon characters or video game characters. So it costs you nothing to set this up, essentially. There's free audio engineering software you can get called Audacity. I'll link it below. And it will master your audio, and it is 100% open share free software. You can get a microphone, 50 bucks or less, especially on Facebook Marketplace or other places. You can just find cheap microphones that will do the job. You don't need a studio. You can go into your closet where there's clothes hanging, and you can come out with a very good sounding audio voiceover. All right, so that's voiceover. Say you're hearing this and you're like, I'm not doing voiceover. That's not what I want to do. I'm not good at it. I don't want to. Cool, I get it. Fiverr is an endless marketplace of talent, right? And there's a lot of crap talent. So if you have decent skills, you will rise to the top. Let's say you know how to edit photos in Photoshop or some free variation of Photoshop. Maybe you know how to design things like logos or brands or Twitch banners, YouTube thumbnails. You can create a gig on Fiverr just creating people YouTube thumbnails. You can go in Canva for free, canva.com, and create those thumbnails and then sell them back to your customer on Fiverr. You can get a gig on Fiverr making people Pinterest pins. They'll send you what their article is, and you'll make the pin. You just put the graphics together for them. And you can do batches of them. Let's say you know how to edit video. Let's say you know how to program web development and you want to fix someone's WordPress site for them. Lots of people go on Fiverr because their website's messed up and they need a developer to help fix their issues. There you go. So whatever skill you have up here that's free, that you've learned through your years of life, you can put that on Fiverr as a freelance gig and make money. Now, what I do is I take money from voiceover work. All I do is flip that into content writers. So essentially, I've already got my microphone, my free, I use Adobe Audition, but you can use the free audio engineering software. I do my voiceover. I send it back to the client. They pay me anywhere from $5 to $500, depending on what you did for them. And I take that money and I flip it to a content writer who writes content for me. Now, do I do that with every dollar I make? No, a lot of that goes back into the house and life and family and savings and other places. But my point is if you're making a blog right now and you are looking at all these gurus and people who are successful saying, oh, I bought $5,000 worth of content. Oh, I just bought 20 articles and I had them published in the first month. And you're thinking to yourself, well, that's how these guys get ahead. They're just able to buy all this stuff and move up. You just got to get creative, right? I'm not wealthy. I just like to grind. I like to do work. I like to get things done, and I like to be proud of what I've gotten done. So all I had to do was just think to myself, okay, what can I do that makes some money that I don't need to go get a second job for? Yes, it's a second job, but I do it in my house on my own time. I can do this in the middle of the night if I wanted to. I could do it first thing in the morning before the kids get up. I could do it after they go to bed. I can do it while they're at school. I can take a 15-minute break from work and knock out a quick script for somebody's YouTube channel and make 20 bucks like that. So my point is just think of your skill. You have a skill. I don't care where you're from, what your background is. You have a skill that you can put on Fiverr. And I know you're thinking, well, if I put it on Fiverr, no one's going to contact me. I thought the same thing until I made a voiceover profile. And within a day or two, I was getting work. Granted, you're going to get people from all over the world who want lots of stuff for very low prices, and you'll have to do some negotiating. But the money is there, and it is easy to get. And it is free to sign up and free to make a profile and free to put yourself on there. So really, there's not a lot of excuse on not being able to do something on Fiverr. And let's say I'm wrong, right? Let's say you have no skills. I think my battery just died. All right, I am back, guys. Sorry about that. My battery died on my camera. I had to run out to my truck and grab a new battery. All right, so let's say you have zero skills. I'm going to just believe you and take your word for it. You have no skills in life. You can't do anything. Got it, right? Download free open source video editing software, OpenShot and some other ones. Go on YouTube, do 4 or 5 tutorials on how to edit videos, which you can learn very fast. and do video editing for a small YouTube channel who doesn't have a big budget and just needs some stuff chopped up, simple edits. Do it for them. Download free photo editing software. I forget the name of them, but there's a lot of good free photo editing softwares. Download free graphic design softwares. Take all those skills, go on YouTube, watch them, learn them. You can do things with them. There's ways to do it, right? So there you go. You've got options. You've got ways to make money, and it's a way I've been using my extra time, the very little I have, to make additional income. And maybe you don't have a ton of time, right? So go on Audible, on Amazon, do somebody's audiobook for them. That's 3 hours. Do it in one weekend and make that $360. You just bought a lot of content, and that was one weekend of your whole month. You've probably you'll be able to use that money and buy more content for that month than you'd be able to write on your own. And then again, let's go one step further and say you're not able to learn video editing, you're not able to learn voiceover, you're not able to learn photo editing, right? Fair. You're able to write blog content because you do it for your blog. So create a blog content article writer gig on Fiverr, which they have them. Most of them are in other countries. And so the people I've noticed who are American based get paid a lot more because the people who own websites want content writers who are native English, who can write to an English audience. And so those content writers on Fiverr who are English based, America based, make a lot more money. And so, for example, you put an ad out there saying you'll do a 1,000-word article for $25, which is pretty standard on Fiverr for an American-based writer. Someone pays you, some content website owner pays you $1,000 or pays you $25 to write that 1,000-word article. You flip it back to them in a day or two. They pay you the $25. You take that $25, you find a good content writer that's only charging, he's in another country charging maybe $10 for 1,000 words. And there are some on Fiverr who are good. I found them, but I went through a lot of crap to find them. You take that $25, you message that content writer who's doing 2 articles for $20 and say, hey, can we break out a deal where I pay you $25 that you just made with your 1 article, and you give me 3 1,000-word articles or 3 900-word articles. And then you just tweak the opening and the intro and the conclusion. And now you've taken 1 article you wrote, just your time and your mind, you flip that $25 for 2 to 3 articles on Fiverr from a good or decent enough writer that you can put that content on your website. So there's many ways to get essentially free content. You're just trading your time and your mind for content you can get back. So some of us who do this are very dominant, get it done, I'm in control of my website. And so that can be difficult, right? But if you get some of this content back and you're not fully happy with it, 1, ask for revisions. They'll give you revisions. 2, the bulk of the work is done. 3, 4, 5 articles, that could take you quite a while to get that done. A whole weekend, a whole day, who knows, a whole week for some people. Hell, a whole month for some people, looking at some numbers I see. You get those 5 articles back, they're not perfect, but you can spend an hour, 2 hours tweaking each one, and now you have 5 articles of good content you've just thrown up on your website, and it costs you nothing. So that's it, guys. I probably rambled on too much about it, but I wanted to share how I'm getting my content for essentially free, and how you can too. There's no excuses. I think anybody can do this. I'll probably get some thumbs down for saying that, but that's just the reality. If you want to get it done, you can get it done. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. Thanks to everybody in the Discord server who's been very cool about it. I know I'm probably making a ton of noob mistakes, but whatever. That's where I'm at. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I thank you for stopping by. Take care.